Welcome to the Estrecho Natural Park. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am the Lighthouse of Tarifa. For more than 400 years I have stood guard over the strait and guided the seafarers. If I could only describe the lights I have seen and the whispering waves I have heard over the ages. The strait has always been a major crossroads between seas and continents. According to legend, Hercules, the first great seafarer of our coasts, set up 2 pillars representing the limits of the known world. Today, they are known as Gibraltar and Jebel Musa. But let us dispense with mythology. Humans have been fascinated with this magical crossroads that is the strait since Paleolithic times. Those first inhabitants discovered the breathtaking landscape of these coastal mountains. And even today we can see ancient paintings on the walls of its caves and caverns. Many centuries later, they witnessed the arrival of the first Phoenician seafarers. These traders from the other side of the Mediterranean were the first to trap tuna off these coasts, and their salted products were famous throughout the Mediterranean region. It was from here that they explored the Atlantic trade routes of Africa and Europe. However, it was during the Roman period, starting from the 3rd century BC, that the fisheries industry enjoyed its heyday. Factories at Traducta, Majaria, and in particular Baello Claudia, supplied the whole empire with salted fish and garum, the most highly valued sauce in the ancient world. Islam landed on this coast of the Iberian Peninsula in the 8th century. Thereafter, the strait became a border and a battle area. The city of Tarifa was walled and fortified due to wars between caliphates or against Christian kingdoms, and the strait became a depopulated region. Many centuries later, when Al-Andalus was already under Christian rule, Turkish and Barbary pirates attacked these coasts in the quiet summer nights. The beacon towers were built to guard against these. There were more than 20 of us deployed along the coast of the strait. Maritime trade regained its leading role over the centuries, and the strait became a strategic crossing point. My duty now is to guide seafarers with my modern lantern, rather than guard the coast against buccaneer attacks. Some of my brethren did not survive the onslaught of the sea and are now part of the deep sea landscape. However, humans are not the most faithful visitors to the Estrecho Natural Park. Other travelers visit its waters, its land, and its skies each year as well. The wind is an indefatigable traveller of the strait. It blows today from the east, tomorrow from the west. It blows with such strength and frequency that all things within the Estrecho Natural Park are affected by it. The waves, the dunes, the rocks. Even the vegetation is shaped by the wind. The sea, teeming with legions of organisms, also flows constantly before me, from the Mediterranean to the Atlantic, and from the Atlantic to the Mediterranean. Bluefin tuna and many other marine species pass en masse through the strait in spring to spawn in the warm waters of the Mediterranean Sea. Whales and dolphins, denizens of the global ocean, captivate us with the unrivaled spectacle of their passage through the strait. Millions of birds fly over the strait each year between Europe and Africa on their way to warmer climates. I sometimes wonder whether my light also guides them. Indefatigable travelers who use the natural park for resting and feeding. Many spend the summer or winter season here, like scores of tourists. Despite the myriad events that have transpired in this place, they keep their annual rendezvous with the strait. My dear friends, night is falling, and I must leave you. The seafarers need my light to navigate this coast. I hope you enjoy your visit to this gift of nature, the Estrecho Natural Park, as much as I do.